ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂಗ್ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತಹ ಮೂರನೇ ಕ್ವಿಜ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ 2 ಕ್ವಿಜಸ್ ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ 1 ಅಂಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ 2 ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್ ನಿಯರ್ ಬಂದಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಕ್ವಿಜಸ್ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ 10 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು, ಆಯ್ತಾ? So we'll start with first question. Okay, so first question nodi, assume I is a variable in any programming language, then what the below mentioned function will do. So ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವಂತ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? I plus 1 equal to 1 ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Decrease the value of I by 1, increment the value of I by 1, adds the values of LHS and RHS, multiplies the values of LHS and RHS ಅಂತ 4 ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಿಯಾದದಂತನ ನೀವು ಚೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅ PNP ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ ದ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾರಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್. ಸೊ PNP ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾರಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್, ಹೋಲ್ಸ್, ದೆನ್ ಬೋತ್ A and B, ನನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಅಬವ್ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಗೈಸ್, ನೀವು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ನ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಹಾಕಬೇಡಿ, ಅದ್ರ ಮುಂದೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಏನಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 1 ಅದಕ್ಕಿರುವಂತ ಆನ್ಸರು, ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 2 ಇದಕ್ಕಿರುವಂತ ಆನ್ಸರ್. ಸೊ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಆ ಫಾರ್ಮೆಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಮೂರನೇ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ, ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ಫಾ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಇಸ್. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ಫಾ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ದು, ಸೊ ಅದರ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಎಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ ಐಡಿಯಲಿ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ 1, ಲೆಸ್ ದೆನ್ 1, ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 1 ಅಂಡ್ ನನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್. ಸೊ that's about third one. So ನಾಲ್ಕನೇ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ, what is the value of nibble? So from -8 to 7, the -9 to 9, then from -5 to 6, then from last one is none of the above. And ಐದನೇ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ, star at AC hash is a type of dash data. It is a symbolic data or it's a alphabetic data. Okay, so alphabetic is repeated here, and you can assume that there are just 3 options like symbolic, alphabetic and numeric data. Alright, so out of these 3, one is absolutely correct, so you need to find out that one. And the sixth question, so a standardized language used for commercial applications. So which language is used for commercial applications? So there are a lot of options here: C, Python, Java, COBOL, Pascal and Fortran. So you need to choose one which is used for commercial applications, right? Alright, so seventh one, every dash is a dash but every dash is not a dash. So you can have 3 fill in the blanks, 4 fill in the blanks here. So quite a tough question I can say. So mesh, loop, loop mesh, loop mesh, mesh loop, loop mesh, loop mesh, mesh, mesh loop. So like this you have 4 options, and you need to choose one which is appropriate for the given statement. Okay, so 8th question, Kirchhoff's laws are not applicable to circuits with. So they're asking for which circuits the Kirchhoff's laws are not applicable, right? So there are 4 options: the distributed parameters, lumped parameters, and the third one says passive elements, last one says non-linear resistances. So you need to choose one for which the Kirchhoff's laws are not applicable. So make sure that you choose one which is not applicable, right? So that's about 8th one. And 9th one is the problem where we need to find out V1 and V2 from the given circuit, and all the parameters are mentioned there. Like 12 volt source is there, and then V1 voltage, V2 voltage, those are the voltage drop across the resistance between AB and BC respectively. And there is a 8 volt drop across the resistance BE, and there is a 2 volt drop across the resistance CD. So based on these values, you need to analyze the circuit with the help of Kirchhoff's voltage law, or you can use Kirchhoff's current law. So either or else I can say you need to use both and solve the problem and find out what are the voltages V1 and V2. Okay, so then choose the appropriate option which is suitable for this 9th question. Alright, so if you solve these type of questions, then I can assure that any type of question which will be appearing in final exam you can solve, because these are the toughest questions which I have uh, chosen for you people, because you need a good practice in order to make the final exam like a cakewalk. Alright, so that's why try to, if you take more time also, don't worry, you just try it for 2 to 3 times, and if you don't get, then I'm just explaining the other episode. Okay. Alright, so 10th one is also a problem where we need to find out the voltage drop across 50 ohm resistance. Sorry, 5 ohm resistance. Okay, so that's the first resistance which I have mentioned there. So 12-volt source is there, that is voltage source, and there are three resistances which are connected in series. Like first one will be 5 ohm, second one 10 ohm, and third one 15 ohm. So you need to find out the drop which will be present across 5 ohm resistance. Alright, so there are four options: 4 volt, 8 volt, 2 volt, and 10 volt. So you need to choose one which is appropriate for the particular question. Alright, so these are the 10 questions for third quiz, and we'll be uploading soon two more quizzes based on the electronics and computer programming itself. So they will be little bit tougher as compared to this one, because we are trying to increase the level of questions. Alright, so if you are not subscribed to the channel, do subscribe, because we will be uploading these type of interesting videos which will be covering Karnataka competitive exams. So they will be helpful for you, as well as your subscription is helpful for us. So make sure that you subscribe the channel and hit the like button if you found the content useful. So please do comment more and more, because you need a good practice. Alright, so that's why do answer all these questions. So thank you. Thanks for watching.